Hi friends, it's Erin from the Erin and Christa show. Today I'm going to show you how to use the NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder. This little guy here is $9.99 at Ulta. And what it is a loose translucent powder. This one comes with a little sifter. Doodad. Yep, that just happened. And danger with the sifter, you may pour it all over your table. It's a loose powder that comes with a sifter instead of a pressed powder that would come in a compact. So I'm going to show you the two ways that I like to use this and also tell you a little bit more about this powder. So you may have wondered, how do you use a translucent powder? And I'm sure you've heard about many different ones, ranging from the RCMA No Color Powder, which is inexpensive as well, and the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. So what are the benefits of using a translucent powder and what does it do for you? So a finishing powder like this that's loose, I like to put a little into the cap because as you can see it could be a slight disaster. There are two different tools that I like to use with this translucent powder. One is a setting brush. This is a Real Techniques setting brush. I like this one because of the size. It fits perfectly if you just want to set under your eye, maybe down your nose, maybe on the chin, forehead. Any places that you tend to get a little bit shiny, a translucent powder is going to mattify that area. So dip your brush in and you're going to set your cream or liquid foundation. You want to put powder on top of cream or liquid, not the other way around, or you're going to make a cake on your face. So pick up some powder on your brush and they're just going to set underneath your eye. And maybe down the bridge of your nose, chin, forehead. Again, any of the places that you tend to get shiny. If you get a real shiny spot over here, put some powder in there. Can you use this all over your face with a big fluffy brush? Sure. But it is mattifying and it could make you almost look a little too dull if you use too much. So another question you might have about an HD powder is, does it have flashback? This one will have flashback if you use a lot, because it's made out of silica, which is like a mineral. And it does have that like white flashback if you are using flash photography. If you're using no flash, you should be fine. Again, it depends on how heavy-handed you are. If you're like a wild animal and put a ton of it everywhere, you're probably gonna get some white cast. Yes, it's white, speaking of that, so can every skin tone use it? Yes, you can, because it is translucent. So I'll show you on my hand. It does look white, and it's powdery, but once you blend it in, there's no color. So every skin tone can use it. So you can also use a translucent powder to bake. What is baking? So baking is basically setting your face hardcore. I personally don't do it that often just because I tend to be a little bit dry under my eyes, so I don't like to put a lot of powder under my eyes. I will just kind of do the light dusting like I just showed you on the areas that I tend to get shiny. Baking is a little bit more intense. The only time I actually really do bake is along my jawline, which I will show you. So if I do that, I use a different tool, which is a sponge. This is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. Also, you can get this at Ulta, and it's a lot cheaper than the Beauty Blender. So take the pointy tip of your Beauty Blender or your Real Techniques Complexion Sponge, dip it into the powder, and it is damp. Is it wet? No. Is it damp? Yes. Coat the top of it with a pretty generous amount of the powder, and then press this underneath your eye. Pick up a little bit more if you need more. You can also take it down the bridge of your nose if you want. I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna do it just to show you. And then the only place I really like to bake is along my jawline, and here's why. There's a couple of reasons. One, maybe your contour or your bronzer got down a little bit too low and it's kind of like muddy. Or you have a double chin from too many cookies and you want to just sharpen this up. So same thing, I take the Beauty Blender, dip it in the powder, and just along underneath your bronzer or your contour, just sharpen that line. So you can see that cuts that line a little bit sharper. It's gonna give you just a little bit more dramatic contour. Again, anything that's light is gonna pop out at you. Anything that's dark is gonna sink in. So if you're trying to get your jawline to pop, this is a really good trick. So what you would do is like go on and do whatever else you're gonna do for 10 minutes, let's say, with your makeup. I have makeup on because I came home from work and decided to film this. But go ahead and do the rest of your makeup, and then about 5 minutes or so, come back and dust your powder off. Okay, so once you're done baking, after you've let your powder set for a few minutes, go ahead and take a brush and sweep it away. You can just go ahead and sweep it away with whatever powder is on there. You can also take a silkier powder, like maybe one of the ambient lighting powders. You take a big fluffy brush, you could actually go all over your whole face with that if you baked in many places. I'm just gonna take this brush and sweep it away. And then on the jaw here too. And I will tell you, using the damp sponge underneath your eye, if you're a little bit older like I am and you have some fine lines, is a great way to set your under eye without it looking crepey or dry or cadaver-like, because that powder just kind of melts into your skin when you use the damp sponge. On a day-to-day basis, I just use my setting brush and do a very light dusting in the spots where I get a little bit shinier, just because I tend to be a little bit more on the dry side. But this is a great powder to mattify your face, to set those certain areas. It leaves a silky finish. It's not like dry or crusty. It's like, if I feel my under eye right now, it's like silk. And you can see that it sharpens up your contour when you bake with it. This product at this price point is a great buy if you're just looking for a good setting powder that's gonna mattify your face, control shine, bake, and if you want that silky poreless finish. Again, this is the NYX HG Studio Finishing Powder in the loose form. You can buy this at Ulta for $9.99. Thanks for watching this how to use this powder, and if you'd like to see more how-to videos, let us know down in the box. As always, you can follow us on Instagram, The Erin and Christa Show, Facebook, The Erin and Christa Show, Snapchat, Erin and Christa, and Twitter at Erin and Christa. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, friends. All over. I'm eating so much powder right now.